friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are shopping my stash. So grab something to drink, grab a snack. We may be here for a little bit. You guys know I like to chat as we're going through the products. What we'll do is we will start with the products that I had in my last basket. I'm going to talk about those and then I will show you the products that I pulled for this current basket. So let's first start with the wax melts that I had for the last basket. So I started out with the Goose Creek Cinnamon Pumpkin wax melts. Looks like that. These are really, really nice. The Goose Creek, this was the first time I had ever tried their wax melts, and this particular scent was nice. It says it is cinnamon pumpkin. To me, it almost smells like a pumpkin bread, like a spicy pumpkin bread, because there is like hints of like a bakery scent to it, like batter or something like that. It is really, really nice. Definitely enjoyed that one. And then the other one that I had decided to pull is from Oak and Rye, and this is the sweet caramel, and it looks like that. And this one is actually really good too. It says sweet caramel, but honestly, this reminds me of like a pumpkin spice, because you have like a little bit of a caramel smell, but it honestly, what really, really comes out in this is the spices. It has like a very strong cinnamon spice to it. Love that. Love this. Another one really, really good. Enjoyed both of those. And then I had this Trader Joe's, what is this? The cinnamon roll lip mask. Oh my goodness, you guys. I did not bring my glasses and I should have. Hang on just a second. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so now I can see this. It's a cinnamon roll flavored lip mask, and it is from Trader Joe's. This is the second lip mask or whatever from Trader Joe's that I've tried. My best friend always, like, she's the one who sends me the Trader Joe's stuff, and their lip masks are so good, you guys. Honestly, I would put them up just as good as the Laneige ones, maybe better. It's so good. The other one that I have is a strawberry one. This one, it's just so good. Like yeah, definitely. If you are near a Trader Joe's, go pick up a couple of their lip masks. I'm telling you, they are so, so good. Okay, now let's go ahead and get into the body care that I had pulled. You guys, there's going to be a chat with this. So just buckle in. If you don't like chatty videos, just click out now because this could get long. But, okay, so, you know what, let's first start with, okay, this was the, like, routine that I had chosen. That was like an apple routine, basically. So I had the Dove Apple Caramel Crumble Nourishing Body Wash, and then also the sugar scrub to go with it. These are good products. As far as the fragrance and stuff on this, you definitely get more of the fragrance when you're actually using it, like in the shower. If you're just sniffing it from the bottle, like, you can smell it, but it's not like a true representation of like what it is in the shower. But this is nice. I honestly don't feel like this is super apple-y. Like, there's definitely like a tart note to it, but I wouldn't necessarily be like, oh, that smells like apple. More than that, though, you can definitely pick up on the like caramel crumble because it has like a caramel bakery type of a scent with like a tart note. Obviously the Dove body washes too are super moisturizing. You know, they lather well. They, you know, nice suds and everything like that. But yeah, as far as the actual fragrance itself, not a huge fan of this one. And same thing with the sugar scrub. Again, in the jar, it's not as strong as when you actually are using it in the shower. The other thing with the Dove sugar scrubs too is obviously, I mean, everybody knows this. They're not a super harsh exfoliant. It's definitely more like a light exfoliant. I have like, what, 3 of these, 4 of these? Where are they? I don't even know. They're somewhere in here. And I'm starting to think like maybe these are not the best ones for me because I definitely like a harsher exfoliation. They're so gentle. I mean, and normally I would say like they're gentle enough to use every single day, but I feel like almost, even if you're using it every single day, it's like I'm still not getting as much exfoliation as I really wish I could. So I think, because I don't know, you guys know my whole process of like, as I'm using these products, I'm deciding whether they deserve shelf space, whether it's stuff I would repurchase or not. I think next year, when all of the Dove body washes and the sugar scrubs and the hand washes come out and everybody's freaking out and buying the whole collection, I think next year I'm going to stick with the hand washes. Because I'm just not, I love the fragrances that they have. I do, like, they're nice fragrances, but as far as the actual products, like the body washes and the sugar scrubs, they're just not my favorite formulas. So I feel like that's the decision that I'm kind of making moving forward with like all of the Dove products. So there's that. And then to pair with that, I had chosen the Bath and Body Works champagne champagne apple and honey, the body lotion, and then also the fine fragrance mist. The fragrance notes on this are crisp apple, sparkling champagne, jasmine, honey, and autumn woods. Now, I did really enjoy this. I feel like part of the reason I enjoyed it so much, though, is because of that sparkling champagne. This really, really reminded me of their champagne toast fragrance. Yeah, it's like champagne toast with a hint of apple and some sweetness. So I did actually really enjoy this. Would I buy it again next year? Possibly. If none of their other fragrances sound appealing to me next year, I probably would pick this one up again if they bring it back. But that being said, I could just as easily probably just get champagne toast and be just as happy. So nothing out of the ordinary with this one if champagne toast was available. But I definitely did enjoy it. All right, so now moving on to the other routine that I had. And it basically was a routine revolving around the Bodycology Caramel Indulgence. And I have the body cream, the fragrance mist, and then I also have the sugar scrub. So first off, let me talk about the sugar scrub, because this was the first time I had ever used a Bodycology sugar scrub. These are good. These are good. It's definitely a more harsh exfoliation, which I like. Now, I will not say that I liked this as much as the Tree Hut ones. Something about like the texture of like the base of, not the sugar part, but like the, you know, like the what's the word? Like the gel that, you know, holds it all together. There was something about that did feel a little bit off to me. Not in like an oily way. It didn't leave like a residue or anything like that, but it felt different than the Tree Hut. And I will say that I like the Tree Hut better, but this was good. I would absolutely buy more sugar scrubs from Bodycology now that I've tried one. Definitely a good formula. Now, as far as the fragrance goes, you guys, oh my gosh. Well, you may have already figured this out, judging by a few of my past, you know, baskets before this one. And to kind of let me backtrack for a second. See, this is where you need that snack and that drink. So I am obviously at an age where I am starting to go through menopause, and I am telling you, everything is changing for me. And even my likes and dislikes when it comes to fragrances and things are changing. And it's kind of funny because when I look at my analytics, the majority of the people who are watching these videos are about 10 years younger than me. It says that most of my viewers are about 35 years old. So let me just warn you guys, because in all honesty, I don't feel like people talk about this enough. But your taste will change over everything. My taste in food, drinks, fragrances, all of it has changed so much. And it's very, very strange to me because half the time I'm going, is it me? Is it the product? Like, what is going on here? So all of that to say, I don't think that I am a gourmand girly anymore. I used to love gourmand scents. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just can't do it anymore. I don't know. The last few baskets that we've done, all of the gourmand fragrances are just they're just not doing it for me. But anyway, the Caramel Indulgence, it's supposed to be a dupe of the Brazilian Boom Boom Cream or the Sol de Janeiro. I think it's the Cheirosa 62, which I used to love that fragrance. I actually had that on my wish list of one that I wanted to get come summer to get the full size of it. This is a dupe for that. And I will say, it's a pretty good dupe. It really is. I mean, it smells good. It actually has pretty good lasting quality. I feel like the fragrance is pretty strong. It does remind me of the Cheirosa 62. All of that to say, I struggled with this one. Wearing it like on my body and having to smell it like when it was like in my clothes, on my clothes, I couldn't do it. Like, it was too much. I could probably hack it for like a day, but if I had to do this one 2 days in a row, I just couldn't. I would choose not to wear anything, which you guys know, like for me, like I always like to smell like something. So I don't know, you guys, it's just crazy. All of that to say, as far as the product goes, it's good. I mean, it does have, it's a lasting fragrance. I feel like this actually outlasted some of the Gourmands from Bath and Body Works. It's a nice, strong fragrance. The alcohol like dissipates quickly. So initially when you spray it, yes, there is that like alcohol smell, but it dissipates quickly and then you are left with like the beautiful fragrance. And then I will say with the body cream, this is one, and I have found this in, it's always body creams. It never seems to be like lotions. It's always the creams. I don't know what it is about it, but I feel like there's a few of Bath and Body Works that do the same thing. It almost has like this undertone of like a goat milk, like that pungent acidity, like that kind of a weird smell. And it's not overpowering, but it's there enough that like when I used this cream, I was like, ooh, it kind of smells like goat milk or like curdled milk. You know, it's that like sour, pungent, acidic smell. You guys know what I'm talking about. So I wasn't a fan of this. The formula, I mean, I feel like these are good as far as moisture goes. The fragrance on this one, though, because of that, I was kind of like, I feel like I would probably pair this with a different lotion, either like a fragrance-free lotion, or even if you wanted to pair it with like a pistachio lotion, like the EOS one. I feel like you could definitely get away with that. But yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the fragrance on the cream. But yeah, so, you know, it's a funny thing. I think it's weird to be going through this in the first place, because I've heard people, you know, talk about how you feel like you literally, it's like you wake up one day and you're just a completely different person. And I've heard people say that, and I always thought, like, how is that? How can you just wake up a different person? You're still going to have the same likes and dislikes. No, I don't. Honestly, I am seriously a completely different person than I was 2 years ago. Completely different. But it's like you're almost still trying to cling on to the person that you used to be because that's what you know. It's a very strange place to be. And there's a YouTuber that I watch. I've watched her for years and years and years. And I never thought anything of it, but she did, well, until now. And now I'm like looking back going, oh yeah, this is what she was talking about. She did a video probably like a year, maybe 2 years ago. And she was basically talking about when she had gone through menopause, because she's through it now. So, but in the video, she was kind of just like looking back to when she had gone through menopause, and she was talking about how it had been so hard for her to do that while being on YouTube, because her channel is mainly like skincare and makeup. And she was saying how she never mentioned anything about it while she was actually going through it. Like the video that she did was looking back on it. She was basically saying how she had recommended products, you know, for years and years and years. And she had these favorite products that she, recommended all the time. And then all of a sudden, those products weren't working for her anymore. And she didn't know if it was like a formula change or if it was her, but she felt really awkward about, you know, slamming these products that had, you know, she had recommended for years to her audience. Because it was just like, how can I just wake up one day and it's no longer working? You know, and 2 weeks ago I was saying this is a great product, and now I'm saying it's trash. And she said she really, you know, struggled with that, like with going through the whole changes of menopause while being on YouTube and having, you know, an audience that she's trying to convey like her thoughts on products and things. And I am feeling that so much, you guys, right now, because I feel like so many of, I feel like her. So many of the things that I used to love, I'm like, this isn't working for me anymore, or I don't like this anymore. It's like, you know, to the point of like, oh, like even with this, like I said, I can probably get away with wearing this for like a day at a time. If I had to wear this 2 days in a row, though, I think it would almost push me to the point of feeling kind of like nauseous, like to have to smell that on my body for 2 days in a row. That being said, I think I like a fragrance like that in a candle or a wax melt or even a hand soap. But if it's gonna be something that I have to smell on my body all day, I think I'm gonna have to start like steering away from a lot of the gourmands. So that's really sad to me because obviously you guys know I have quite a few gourmands. So you guys know that like I'm going through all of these things and choosing what is, that I'll keep in my stash and what's, worth the shelf space. And I'm telling you, my list of items that I need to like finish and move out is growing very, very quickly because a lot of the things that I thought were going to be staples in my collection, I'm finding are not going to be staples in my collection. So there you go. There's a long-winded, explanation of that product. The other two things that I had in the basket was to go along with the caramel indulgence is this Caress exfoliating body wash. This is the shea butter and brown sugar. So this was the first time I'd ever used this one. Number one, I'm not a fan of the exfoliation in this. There's not enough like exfoliation to really do anything. All I feel like it does is it just gets in like the creases and crevices on your body and just feels gritty. And then it leaves grit in the bottom of your bathtub. And as far as the fragrance, the shea butter and brown sugar, this is not at all what I was thinking. There is something very musky about this. It's not a bad smell. It's definitely like if this didn't have the exfoliation, I probably would actually get this one again because I do like the smell, but this actually is not very gourmand at all to me. I don't know if it's like an amber, like a musky amber, but there's almost like a peppery note to it too. There's something else in it and it smells a little bit seductive in a good way. But like I said, I don't care for the exfoliating little grit, so I'm not a fan of that one. But the smell on that is actually pretty good. And then the other one that I had was this Alba Botanica Hawaiian Body Oil, and this is in the kukui nut. This is actually a really, really good oil. I don't know if they still sell this, though. It's been a while since I looked. But the fragrance on this is actually very, very similar to like the caramel indulgence and all of that. So moving forward, probably won't get this one again just because, again, it's got that very like gourmand scent to it and I'm just not feeling that right now. Okay, so this next basket, there is a gourmand in here that I'm going to see because it's, in my opinion, it's almost a borderline gourmand. I know a lot of people would consider it a gourmand, but we're going to see how I feel about it. First, well, you know what? Let's start with the gourmand. The scent that I chose for like a gourmand scent is the Victoria's Secret Vanilla Lace. So I know traditionally vanilla would be considered a gourmand, but I also think of gourmand as being, or vanilla as being kind of its own thing. If it's overly like frosting type scent, I can see that being gourmand, but this is like a true vanilla. It's almost like a vanilla extract type fragrance. So I'm going to play with this, wear this, on and off for a few days and see how I feel about it. But the fragrance notes in this are creamy vanilla, warm musk, and it says forever soft and sweet. So I remember using this back in the day, like a long, long time ago. And obviously they just came back out with it. They like brought it back after years and years. So I picked it up and I'm excited to see how I feel about it. To kind of go along with that, I have the Tree Hut Vanilla Sugar Scrub, which this has been in a basket like in the past, not too long ago. This, honestly, I'm just putting it back in the basket to use it up because I love the Tree Hut formula, but I am not a fan of this fragrance. It does not smell like vanilla to me. It smells like Play-Doh or something. So, and it's funny, when I talked about this last time, a lot of you agreed with me and you said you did not care for the fragrance of this. So that is in the basket more to kind of just use it up. And then to go along with those, I also have this Gold Bond. This is new. I have never used this before. It's not even open. Well, I guess it's open. It's not like a sealed thing, but I've never used it. It is the Gold Bond Vanilla Dream Softening Hand Cream. So that should be pretty interesting. You know what? Let's see. Okay, so it's thick, definitely thick. Oh. Okay, that's a nice vanilla. Again, it doesn't smell like a bakery vanilla, like a frosting vanilla. I think I'm going to like that one. It feels good too. We'll see how it soaks in. That's always the kicker, because you know how sometimes you have like a hand cream and it soaks in and then your hands for some reason feel like more dry than they did before you put it on? Hopefully it's not one of those. No, I think it's going to be good. Feels pretty good. As weird as this sounds, this almost reminds me of like a powdery vanilla. Like if you had a vanilla scented baby powder. That's the kind of vanilla that is. And then also to go along with that, I have the Dr. Teal's Cozy Vanilla Season Epsom Salts. So again, I've never used these. It's completely unopened, so we shall see. It says it's got notes of vanilla, spice, and vetiver. So I'll be soaking in the tub. And then the other two, I actually picked two more fragrances. I don't have like shower gels or anything to go along with either of them. So it's literally just, well, this one is the lotion and the fragrance mist, and it is the Bath & Body Works Sweater Weather. To me, this smells very clean. So yeah, I really like this one. So definitely, if the vanilla does feel a little too gourmand for me, this is definitely going to be a nice change from that. The fragrance notes are sun crisp apple, autumn leaves, and orchard woods. To me, this smells like dryer sheets or like laundry detergent. Like a clean flannel shirt that smells like dryer sheets with a hint of apple. That's what it smells like to me. And I actually really, really like that. That is something I'm finding. I really, really love the like dryer sheet and fresh scents. So this should definitely be nice. And then the other one is a complete, like, this is not even the appropriate time of year for this, but I just was like, for some reason I was looking at my shelves and I'm like, that just sounds really good to me right now. And it is the Dr. Teal's. I have the lotion and a sugar scrub. It is the coconut oil. So I have the nourishing body cream, and then I have the sugar scrub to go along with it. I have never used a Dr. Teal's sugar scrub. So not only am I testing out like the fragrance on these and the formula, but I also just I'm curious if this is like a greasy type of a sugar scrub or if this is like a Tree Hut type, you know, formula. So I'll be kind of like testing that out. And then that, just because, and this doesn't have a fragrance to go along with it, like a perfume or anything. I do have some coconut perfumes, but I just wanted those two products because every once in a while, you know, especially like at night, if I don't feel like smelling heavy, you know, like a heavy smell, I thought that might actually be nice because certain coconuts, if this is the good kind of coconut, can just smell very clean and refreshing. And I thought that might be a good one. So that's why I decided to pull that one. So that's it, you guys. That's everything that's going to be in the basket for this time. Let me know in the comments if you have ever used any of the products, whether it's from my last basket or for the current. If you are my age or older, let me know. Are you going through the same thing? Are your tastes just changing? Is nothing working? What do they call it? Oh, I can't remember what they call it. They call it like cougar cougar puberty. That's what I heard a couple people call it. And I heard one woman talking about, this is a completely different woman from that YouTuber that I was talking about. But I heard another woman talking about, like, just basically take your old life and throw it in the trash, and because you are literally starting over. And I am starting to feel that more and more. Like, that is so accurate. Even the stuff like clothing that I am like attracted to, like the style and everything, I just feel like everything's changing. So if you have anything to share about that, let me know that in the comments too. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for a little bit, and I will see you very soon.